Hey everybody, this is Brian with Bear Cards 34. Today I've got a mail day that I'll be ripping in just a second, but what I've got here is a handful of my favorite players from Utah State University, and they had a big weekend last weekend. They beat San Diego State to win the Mountain West Conference Championship. So that was a very, very big deal. And so right here we've got Cornell Green, who was a great Dallas Cowboy. And what's funny, though, is he did not play college football at Utah State. He played college basketball at USU. And then the excellent Bobby Wagner, future Hall of Famer, along with very much a Hall of Famer, Merlin Olsen, the all-time Aggie legend, and Jordan Love as well on the Green Bay Packers, who's just kind of starting out his career. So along with USU winning the Mountain West Conference, I had a really big weekend. I was able to go with a couple of my siblings and my dad to the Las Vegas Stadium, Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders play for the Pac-12 championship game with University of Utah against the Oregon Ducks. And it was pretty awesome. It was amazing. I may try to throw on a little field trip video to kind of show you inside the stadium and a little bit of the atmosphere for that game. It was the second time that Utah and Oregon had played together in just the last few weeks, and this time had much more on the line with the Pac-12 championship. And my Utah Utes, who did such a good job a couple weeks back against Oregon, did the same thing again. So it was pretty great. What's interesting is some of you guys may be familiar with Penei Sewell. He and his family are from St. George, Utah, which is not super far from Las Vegas, and his family lives out there. And so Penei Sewell played for the Oregon Ducks and was, I think, the 7th pick of the draft by the Lions. So he's just kind of getting his career started. But anyway, his siblings both play college football right now. So one brother, Nephi, is a linebacker on the University of Utah, and his brother Noah Sewell is a linebacker at Oregon. And so they both played in the game on defense. They were both starters. And we may be seeing cards of them in the very near future as well. Nephi was actually quoted after the first Oregon-Utah game a couple weeks back, saying that his mom was mostly just emotional the whole game, didn't really watch a lot of the game, and she was mostly just about to cry every time the brothers were on the field. So that I can imagine that would be pretty interesting. And just to show you guys, this is a picture of the Sewell family. This is a couple of them, and as you can see, they've got one half jersey is Utah Utes, and the other half is the Oregon Ducks. So quite an interesting time for them, I'm sure. One thing I'll mention about the drive out to Vegas, as we were heading into Las Vegas, there was a giant building off to the side, and it was Fanatics. And I don't know if it's like their corporate headquarters or what, but that thing was huge. And then when I saw that, it got me thinking about cards and how they're taking over pretty soon. And so I started having a conversation with my dad about sports cards, and I told him what some of the prices were of some of the players that he grew up with, like Joe Namath and all of those guys, and he was just blown away by the prices of those graded cards. And he actually asked me, he said, "Hey, how much is that William Perry card of yours worth that we got you?" And so this is the card I wanted the most for Christmas in 1989. This is the Pro Set William Perry card. It originally was coming out in the set, and then there was they had to pull the card, and so they replaced it with, I think, Ron Morris became card number 47. So this was a rare card for Pro Set terms, or any in that time period. And so the William Perry card in the very first Beckett ever was valued at $90. And so my dad asked me how much this was worth now, and I told him, "You know what, Dad, you could probably buy it for like $10. And he grimaced and said, "Oh, I spent $75 on that thing. Your mother and I spent $75. And I said, "You know what? Even though you guys did, it made my Christmas. And even to this day, this is one of my very favorite cards that I own. So even though the value has gone way down on this card, it's still one of my all-time favorites." But I just thought that was kind of cool having a conversation with my dad, who never collected cards, but has always been big into sports. So that was pretty fun. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead. I've got two things today. One is just a little purchase from eBay that I picked up. Nothing major here. And it looks like I have some baseball cards to add to my very small collection as cards. So, all right, so the card that I picked out was this one right here. This is a Topps Chris Cooley rookie card. And if you can see that right there, it's numbered it's number 8 out of 53. So this is a numbered card. It's not his rookie card, sorry, but it's a numbered card. And I don't really have any Chris Cooley cards because none of my, I didn't really collect during his, his time period. But he was a really, really good tight end for the Washington Redskins. To this day, he still holds the record for the all-time reception leader for a Washington tight end. He made it to a couple of Pro Bowls. He was a third-round draft pick. And he was born in Wyoming, but he lived and grew up and played high school ball in Logan, Utah, which is where Utah State is. So he went from Logan High out there to USU and then a third-round draft pick for the Redskins. A very popular player in Washington. So I'm really happy to have that card. Glad it's numbered. You can tell... from the look, I know that the base set of this is just white, so that would be kind of the differential there. So very, very cool. Okay, and then next up, and last but not least, I've got a care package from Walk and Balk. This guy, his name's Brian. He's got a great channel. I love his videos. We actually have a lot in common. As I've never known him before we connected on YouTube with our channels. However, we're both named Brian. He also is a fellow Utah State University alum and a fan of the Utah Jazz as well. And we found out we went to the exact same high school. I'm a few years older than him. I think I was there, I can't remember, 5 or 6 years before he graduated. I graduated 5 or 6 years before he did. But same high school, went to the same college, same name, collect a lot of the same stuff. So very, very happy to get a care package from him. That was very, very thoughtful. So Brian, if you're watching, thank you very much. I'm very excited to open this. You guys, please check out his channel. I'll include a link in my description, so you can click on that link or just search him out. But I definitely recommend you check out his channel. He's got some great stuff for sure. And it's a nice, big old care package here. So very excited to see what we have. And again, this is just a great example of the community and all the awesome people that are in it. Wow. Because, yeah, Brian, you did not need to do this, but it is very, very much appreciated, my friend. I really appreciate that. Man, he's good at packaging, too. Very nice. We've got a couple big stacks of cards right there. And very cool. Here we go. Brian, it's been great to connect through YouTube. I hope you enjoy some cards of the Bears, Jazz, and Aggie, and those other guys. I know who that is. Brian's also a BYU fan. I'm a Utah fan. That's the one area where we crisscross a little bit. Have a great Christmas, Brian at Walk and Balk. That's awesome. So my thing with BYU is they're big rivals of Utah. Not as much the Aggies, because the Aggies aren't quite as, big in the college football scene. There's still a rivalry there for sure. They have a thing called the wagon wheel that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so Utah and BYU do not like each other for the most part. But I will tell you that I'm a big fan of BYU football players, and when they're in the NFL, I root for them all. So very excited. Wow, that's nice. And I don't have this card. Julius Peppers. I was so thrilled when he was on the Bears. Ooh, look at that. Walter Payton. That's beautiful. Oh, right on. A Darnell Mooney sticker. So Darnell Mooney is quickly becoming one of my favorite Chicago Bears. Anthony Miller. Khalil Mack, one of my other favorites. Ooh, that's a sweet card. Rashawn Salaam. The late Rashawn Salaam. 96 Fleer. That's great. All right, David Montgomery. I don't have that card. Sweet. Kyle Fuller, red score. Tim Worley. Wow, that's bringing back some memories. He was on the Steelers for a while, and then he moved over to the Chicago Bears for a bit. Another Khalil Mack. Another Mack Attack. Roy Williams. Really? Wow, you know what? I don't even think I remembered he was on the Chicago Bears ever. So I know he played for the Lions. That's cool. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, he had one really big year. Ooh, there's a nice card. Montana to Carrier. Reverses Carrier, Mark Carrier. He was great for a couple of years, back-to-back years where he's just an interception monster. Richard Dent, Pro Set Platinum. That's awesome. Dick Butkus. That's cool. Very cool. Love Dick Butkus. Ooh, wow, that's a gorgeous card. Red Foil Rookie Rush Cole Kmet. Oh, that's gorgeous too. Look at that. You've got to love Dick Butkus if you like football. You just have to. That's gorgeous. Very nice. Cole Kmet, Mosaic rookie card. Cole Kmet Absolute. And I'm a big fan of Cole Kmet. When I was a kid, Notre Dame was one of my... Notre Dame is one of my favorite colleges, and loved Jerome Bettis and Reggie Brooks and Rick Meyer. And so, big fan of Notre Dame. I was really, really excited when the Bears drafted him. Darnell Mooney, rookie. Ooh, a green foil of Mitch Trubisky, who's now the Buffalo Bills backup. Hall of Fame, Brian Urlacher. Awesome. Kyle Fuller, Prism. Nice. I don't really have a lot of these Prism cards, so that's great. Eddie Jackson. Another Kyle Fuller. Very nice. And Eddie Jackson. Ooh, oh, that's awesome. Dang, thanks for all of these, Brian. That's awesome. That will be sweet for my Justin Fields collection. Loving that. These are great. Thank you so much, Brian. That is just beautiful. Always love getting Bears cards. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. Man, there are some super nice cards in here. Very, very nice. Thank you so much. And we still have one to go. Look how good he is. He even does the, where you bend the tape backwards to make it easy to open. Brian's a pro at this. Man, that's a lot of cards. Thank you so much. Wow. So I got to tell you guys, I am a major Utah Jazz card collector, but I don't have tons of cards from the last few years. They're too expensive, and everything's too expensive nowadays, but they're too hard to find, is what I meant to say. They're too hard to find. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with the Utah Utes. And Luther Ellis, this is very cool. So Luther Ellis was a first-round draft pick of the Lions. He's one of the greatest defensive players in Utah history. And his son is now on the Utah Utes playing as well. And he's number 83. He took the same number as his dad. And I think he had a quarterback sack last week. Scott Mitchell, I got to meet him once, and he was a very, very nice guy. It was really cool to meet him. He was on, was that The Biggest Loser? They did a sports edition. He was on that. Very cool. In fact, he has a talk show now in Utah. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. 94-95. That's old school. That's cool. Kelvin Upshaw. Oh, I love the wild cards. That's cool. That's cool. Keith Van Horn. He was awesome at Utah. Had some really good years in the NBA as well. Oh, are you kidding me? Dang. Brian. Wow. That is sweet. Franchise rookies, 1 of 10,000. Holy crap. And then the number for the auto of 2575. That's cool. Wow. Very nice. Drez Anderson. Love him. His dad, Flipper Anderson, from the Rams, had a great career. Maybe I'm using great too much. He had a very good career. Zach Moss, who I love, he's had kind of an up and down season. He started off with a lot of touchdowns and seemed a big part of the offense, and he's kind of gotten mixed in the shuffle because you have Josh Allen running the ball a lot, plus you have Devin Singletary and Matt Breida, and so it's just, running back by committee. There's just a lot of them. And here we go, my favorite Bear, Jalen Johnson. That's nice. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Very, very awesome. Man, these are all good cards. Holy cow. I can't do that. That's sacrilegious. Okay, there we go. Man, these are nice. Okay. And Utah State. This will be awesome. Love the Aggies. Always have. And just a big fan of theirs. I don't have this card. That's cool. I don't know that I have any of these. Bobby Wagner. Hey, look. Chris Cooley. There we go. So now I had 0 Chris Cooley cards as far as I know. Now I've got 2. Oh, wow. That's really nice, Brian. Holy cow. Kyler Fackrell started off with Green Bay and had a really cool, last year he was on the Giants and he got an interception, pick 6. It was awesome. That's sweet. Oh, right on. Hunter Sharp, wide receiver for the Aggies back in the day. That's sweet. Oh, wow. Kevin Curtis. And this is the way to do it, game worn. And that's from his Senior Bowl, too. Kevin Curtis was an excellent receiver. He had a couple really big games in the NFL. 2003. That's gorgeous. Man, these are all so nice. Like, thank you so much. I know I keep saying that, but really I'm very, very grateful, buddy. These are fantastic. And, man, that's just awesome. Love Donovan Mitchell. Love the Jazz. Man, these are awesome. Mike Conley. Utah Jazz fans were just thrilled when we got him, and he really helped up the team. Rudy Gobert. Gotta love the Stifle Tower. And another one right here. Karl Malone, USA Basketball. My all-time favorite basketball player, Karl Malone. Love that card. Wow. And another one, too. Nice. And Pistol Pete, one of the all-time legends for the Jazz. You know, 99% of that Jazz career was in New Orleans, but he was here for a very brief time in Utah as well. That's great. These are excellent, man. Again, Brian, thank you so much. I mean, this is just fantastic. Just so many awesome cards. I just really, really appreciate that. Wow, this is going to be fun to just kind of put these all in the collection because they're all, you know, I always kind of joke that my PC is every card I get because I just love the game. I love the sport. I love the hobby. So any cards I get are my PC. But honestly, like, you know, this is my real PC is all this kind of stuff. And these will just go great in my collection. So I really, really appreciate that. Definitely be sure to check out Walk and Balk. Brian's got a great channel. Thanks again, and for everybody who watched, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and supporting the channel, supporting the hobby, and I hope you're all doing well, getting ready for Christmas, the holidays, the New Year, whatever it is you guys celebrate. And thanks so much for being a part of this channel and giving it a watch. You know, I know for a lot of you, you may not have like that Utah connection. Maybe you have a Bears connection, or maybe some of these players play on a team you have a connection with. But let me know in the comments what's your favorite card of the ones I picked up today from Brian. I'd be curious to know what you guys thought. I love a whole bunch of them, so I'm real thrilled. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your holidays, and as always, go Bears.